I'll tell you what love would do now. It would tell me to offer you the good news that whatever you ask for in prayer, if you believe that you have received it, it will be yours. One of the most important practices in living an abundant, prosperous, healed, healthy, and joyful life is gratitude. Gratefulness, thankfulness. In the passage from Mark 11:24, it says, whatever you desire, when you pray, believe you have received it, and it shall be yours. This is no secret. This is the basis for all of that book with The Secret and all of these teachings and all of the people online trying to make a lot of money from you, put your money in their bank account, giving you the secret. I'm giving it to you now. We gave it to you 2,000 years ago. It's not a secret. If you realize that it's yours already, that the universe belongs to you, there is nothing you cannot achieve. There's nothing that you cannot receive. And there's nothing that we cannot experience if we just give thanks in advance. Give thanks now that it's already happened. And pretty soon, you're standing there and you're fulfilling your purpose in life, and you're realizing your dreams, and you're abundant and prosperous and healed and whole, and you have relationships that work all the time. All the time. Why? Because that's what I'm claiming in advance. Neale Donald Walsch, the author of the Conversations with God book series, he said that gratitude in advance is the most powerful creative force in the universe. Now come on, this is a powerful force, and it's within you. This is something that we can't. This is real power. This is something that we can action in our lives, in our world. But we have to use that creative power to envision and put into manifestation our dreams by claiming it is already so. Nothing is impossible for God. So why should it be impossible for you who are God's child, therefore are God as well? It's not impossible for you. In fact, it's kind of easy, and it's kind of fun, and it's kind of creative, and it's kind of joyful, and it's kind of an adventure, and I kind of like it. I think it's the most fun thing that anyone could ever do. The problem is that you can't really feel it and touch it and grab it and put it, focus it into a material manner of manifestation. You have to let Spirit do it. You have to be active in it, but Spirit is actually doing the work. And that's the thing that we don't like. When we do things, we think we're actually very powerful. But look at what we're doing with all of our doing instead of being. We're ruining the planet. We're ruining it because we're doing. We build a house, we tear it down, we build another one. We build a city, it gets washed away in the hurricane, we build another one. When the tornadoes come and knock your buildings down, you just keep going and going and going. Doing. Prosperity. Now, I was reading this, the spiritual principles, from a really good Unity teacher, Eric Butterworth. You guys know Eric Butterworth? If you don't, you got to get this book, Spiritual Economics, and start reading it. He says prosperity is not about doing, it's more about being. You are being the Spirit of the living God in action. Right, Patricia? God in action right here, right now. The prosperity of impacting people in that way. The abundance of creative energy, of giving you the ability to, or I'm not giving you the ability, but I'm giving you an invisible key that unlocks your abilities. What happened there? That's good. I'm doing it wrong. Hey, thank you. I'm giving you an invisible key that unlocks the door to your highest good. It's already there. You just have to unlock the door and open it up. But it's an invisible key. The key is in your heart. It's not something you can hold in your hands like this piece of paper or like this clicker that sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. The invisible key always works. It always works. Always. And it opens the door to your highest good. And it's a miracle in your life. The miracle of gratitude is that it shifts your perception to such an extent it actually does change the world that you see. Now, I love the fact that all the crap in the world is coming up for healing, because now I can employ the miracle of gratitude to shift it and change the world that I see. I can actually change it. I don't have to see it that way. I can see it as a place of opportunity for me to come forth as a powerful creation of a loving spirit and demonstrate that in the world and know in my heart that that's what we were meant to be. That we weren't meant to judge one another. That we weren't meant to fight and kill and harm one another. That we weren't meant to be in competition with one another, but in cooperation with one another. And so I need that invisible key and unlock that door and walk into that space of miracles, the shift in perception. The Course in Miracles says, a miracle is nothing more than a shift in your perception. It's a shift from fear to love. That's all. It's so simple. When we find ourselves in fear, it's actually the Spirit moving us. It's generating excitement because we're moving into love. We're moving into a place that we haven't known before, perhaps. A place of deeper understanding, of deeper connection. And that's where we want to go. In order to go there, you do need a miracle, because the way you see things now is preventing you from seeing all the love that's around you. So we give thanks in advance because we can't see it with the perception that we have now, with the limited perception that we are employing to figure out what's going on here. Can't see our good. We can't see our highest good. We can't see sometimes any good. All we see is the conflict in the world. So we need a miracle. We need a shift in our perception from fear to love. And when that happens, see, we do change the things we look at. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Why is that? Because the universe, the material world, needs an observer to even exist. So your power of observation is actually creating the world you see. This is pure Course in Miracles. Wayne Dyer was one of the people who was courageous enough to teach A Course in Miracles in his seminars, in his books, in his lectures. He used the Course in Miracles as a personal device for his own illumination, for his own enlightenment. And I think it's an incredible idea that nothing exists out there without an observer. Wow, that gives me the power of the mind, right? To change the things I look at by changing the way I'm looking at it. Am I looking at it through the lens of the Christ, or am I looking at it through the lens of a separate being that can be harmed, that can be in competition? Am I looking at it through the lens of an eternal being, or from a limited human perspective? Nothing is stopping you. Nothing is stopping you from looking at it any way you want. So let's look at it the highest possible way. Let's change the way we look at things and watch those things change. Because we don't see things as they are. We see things as we are. Oh, amazing. Isn't that great? That's incredible. That's a little scary when you're really angry and frustrated and you're scared and you're perceiving yourself as weak and sick and afraid, because that's how you're perceiving everything and everyone. But don't worry, there's always healing in the idea of giving thanks now for the truth that all things are in perfect divine order, that the power of God moving through me is manifesting, right, in my world according to that perfect law. That's why I love to read that prayer before the service, because it reminds me that all I need do is acknowledge that my mortal limitations can be transcended. My mortal limitations can be transcended, and my world can manifest according to perfect divine spiritual law. It's really not only possible, but it's a certainty. So here's a very simple way to look at it. Oprah Winfrey: be thankful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you'll never have enough. That's pretty simple, isn't it? And it's very true. I can say from personal experience, when I concentrated on what I didn't have, I never had enough. When I was grateful for the little, smallest thing, I was always given more. And each day, I'm given more. Sometimes I don't have room enough to hold it. That sounds like a scripture. Bring the tithe into the storehouse, and I will pour out a blessing you won't have room enough to hold. That is a fact in my life now. That is a real fact. That my true practice every day is opening up so I have more room to hold everything that's coming. I'm not focusing on what I don't have or what I need. When I did that, I never had it. I never could get there. Why? Because it's like a carrot on a string out in front of you, and you're following it, and you never get there. It's just always just in front of you. No, envision that it's already yours. We do this action of mind where we hold a vision for our life, and we bring it into manifestation through faith. The vision we hold, we bring into manifestation through faith. Have faith. Whatever it is, it's already yours. Have faith that that is so. You know, it's a perception of time, my friends. It's like when I'm doing carpentry and I cut my finger or something, and I say, oh, it's already healed. I put a Band-Aid on it and I forget about it for 3 days, and guess what? It's already healed. Was it already healed when it was bleeding all over my table saw? Yes. It was already healed. I'm not kidding. This is already healed. This world that you see that's in turmoil, it's already healed. It's already healed. This climate crisis that we're in, it's already healed. You have to believe it, but you can't just say it. You have to believe it, and then you have to act upon it. You have to bring it into manifestation through faith. And faith takes your feet. You have to do something. You can't just say, I believe I'm going to lose weight, and I'm still eating snacks and pizza and beer. You know, it's like, it's not going to happen. I believe I'm going to lose weight, and therefore I'm going to the gym, and I'm going to eat a vegan diet, or whatever it might be. That's how it works. You have to put your feet to your faith. Faith comes first, but you have to act upon it. Oh yeah, I'm going to stop drinking next week. What? I'm going to stop smoking next year. It's not going to work that way. I have faith in me that the perfect appreciation for my lungs is coming into my body now. And I love myself so much that I am not going to fill in my lungs with anything except breaths of fresh air. I love myself so much that I am not going to pick up anything that's going to hurt my body. I love myself so much that I'm going to eat a diet that's healthy and brings me vitality and life, and so that I can be a demonstration of God's love in this world. I'm not going to be a great demonstration of God's love if I'm in the hospital every day. I'm not going to be a great demonstration of God's love if I can't breathe. I'm not going to be a great demonstration of God's love if I'm always claiming poverty. I'm not going to be a great demonstration of God's love if my relationships never work. So I have to put that faith into action. And I love how it works. Because it's never me doing it, really. It's always the Spirit doing it in me and through me. And that's why we said the part about you see things not as they are, but as you are. So when you're treating yourself well, what's happening? You're treating everyone well. You're giving that wonderful love, not just to yourself, but to everyone you meet. So this is what I usually say. You know, when I'm getting stressed out, what do I say? I'm too blessed to be stressed. When I see things that I don't like that just get under my nerves, you know, racism and putting kids in cages and, you know, violation of Mother Nature, like, you know what I say? I'm too grateful to be hateful. When I think I'm not doing it right and maybe somebody else isn't doing it up to my high standards or whatever, I remember that I am too anointed to be disappointed. And I'm just grateful for each and everything that occurs, that happens. Work with it, man. This is your world. This is what you've been given. Like, don't be disappointed in yourself or anyone else. Be grateful for everything that's here, you know. And we don't have to try to arrange the universe. What's that Stowe-Good song in Let Go or Be Dragged? It's a cool line, and it says, thinking you're in control here, it's a bloody curse. You don't have to hand crank the universe. Yeah, you're not in control here. You know, that's a bloody curse. So come on, you know what? Come on, guys. Because life's too amazing when you're consciousness raising. And I'm too healed to be concealed. I refuse to enter into a toxic magnetic field. I'm not going to do it. I'm too healed. You can't conceal me. And this is a good one. I'm too transcendent to be codependent. That was from Reverend Anonymous. I'm too transcendent to be codependent. If the only prayer you ever said in your whole life, in your entire life, is thank you, that will be enough. Brenda says she's got that up on her wall, right?
It's on my computer at work, so that whenever I feel like I'm like, I just look up and I read that little line.
The only prayer you ever need is thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for what has gone on before. Thank you for what is happening now. Thank you for the blessings that are coming my way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for each and every person in my life. Thank you for all the blessings that they've experienced, because by them experiencing it, they lift me. I'm so grateful for your happiness, for your abundance, for your success in relationships, for your success in bringing more light to this place. I'm so grateful. Your success is my happiness. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Be blessed each and every day, my friends, and continue to be a blessing. I love you so much.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass. And visit us online at www.unityoncapecod.org.